one of the biggest casinos in Las Vegas to run for 10 years.
Hello everyone, welcome to Everyone's Critic. This is Spencer Fawcett, and today I'm going to be talking about Casino. Casino is about Sam Rothstein, a man with connections to the mafia who is sent to run the Tangiers Casino in Las Vegas, and along with them they send Nicky Santoro, Sam's best friend for a long time, and also one of the mob enforcers who's very violent and angry, played by Joe Pesci. And things start to go awry when Sam falls in love with a hustler named Ginger, and then tension rises between Sam and Ginger and Sam and Nicky, and it all just dissolves into this terrible thing. And it's a look at mafia and childhood friendships and relationships, and let's take a look.
If I did it, I'd have to run it my way.
Nobody's gonna interfere with you running the casino, I guarantee it.
Nicky, you're a guy making a lot of money for us, so keep a good eye on it.
All right. Look at this place. It's made of money. What do you think about me moving out here?
I just gotta tell you, it's no joke out here. You gotta keep a low profile. Right off the bat, they don't like guys like us.
You like your money a lot,
Yes,
don't
a lot.
you? Well, how about that? Yeah?
I want to settle down. I want a family.
You got the wrong girl.
You'll be set up for the rest of your life.
You don't know me. What do you know me 2-3 months?
They had it all. They ran the show, and it was paradise while it lasted.
They found a guy's head in the desert. That's no good.
We got a problem.
He doesn't listen to me. Maybe you should get lost for a while. Take a vacation.
Can't make it any clearer, Sam. I would just get out.
I tried to do everything for you, even though I knew deep down inside you would bury me.
I buried you. You buried yourself.
I have to be able to trust you with my life. Can I trust you? Can I trust you?
I'm not going to the FBI. I will go to the police. I am not protecting you anymore.
You want me to get out of my own town? You only exist out here because of me.
He's a loose cannon.
No! Stop it!
You realize what you can do? You can get us all killed!
You want to get rid of me? Here I am. Go ahead, get rid of me.
So, my biggest problems with Casino, and actually my main problem with Casino, is it has too much going on at once, and it kind of takes you out of it. It gets confusing at times. Sometimes it's sloppy. Like, it's not as neat as you might want it to be. And another thing, and I feel like this is one of the biggest problems for the movie, not from the movie, is that you might see a pattern here. This is the third Scorsese movie in a row that I reviewed.
3 fucking jackpots in 20 minutes?
And it stands in the shadow of Goodfellas, which was made 5 years earlier. Now, if Goodfellas was never made, then this movie might be considered a masterpiece. But it's inevitably compared to Goodfellas because there's a lot of similarities here. But everything Casino does, Goodfellas does 10 times better, in my opinion. And Casino is also like 30 minutes longer than Goodfellas, which is long enough as it is. This movie's pushing 3 hours long. So maybe if it weren't for the fact that Goodfellas had come out a few years prior to this, I might think it's better than it is. I still think it's a great movie, but I just see a lot more problems with it. Like the Joe Pesci character. Joe Pesci, third review I'm saying this, he steals every scene in Scorsese movies. But he does that a lot better in Goodfellas. Like, he's a lot more unlikable in this movie than he was in Goodfellas. Both characters are unlikable in their ways, but here it's just very, very over the top. The performance is great, but the character is like it's the violence in this movie, and most of it's brought on by Joe Pesci. It's a lot more gruesome than it is in Goodfellas. It's one of the most violent gangster movies. It's violent for a gangster movie, and gangster movies are known for violence. It's violent for a Scorsese movie. It's very violent. So the Joe Pesci character, I think that's better done in Goodfellas. It's a very similar character, that it's like the angry mobster, but he plays it so well anyway. And the leading female performance in Casino, it's played by Sharon Stone, and she's pretty good in this, but like, maybe that's the intention, but but I hated her in this movie. Like, she's a terrible... I don't know if the intention was for the audience to hate her, the audience to sympathize with her. I don't sympathize with her at all. I think she's a terrible... I just think she's terrible in this movie. Whereas in Goodfellas, the leading performance from Lorraine Bracco is fantastic. You sympathize with her. You hear more from her point of view than you do than Sharon Stone in Casino. That might have added more empathy for Casino, but it's just, you hate her, and I was annoyed by her. I feel like, a lot of the plot wouldn't have happened if her character wasn't in it. Her character's crucial to the movie, but I feel like she could have been taken out, and there could have been rewrites, and the movie would be better without her. Or replace it with a female character that's better written, because I don't think she's well written at all. But this is a very over the top movie. It's kind of like Goodfellas on steroids, but it doesn't make it better. It's kind of like Martin Scorsese was like, oh, well, people like the violence in Goodfellas, so let's brutalize the violence a lot more. Let's add more blood. Let's add more sex to it. Let's add more. I don't think this has more drugs, but it's very stylized. It's very over the top. Like I said, there's too much going on, and there's a lot more characters that you need to follow, and you have trouble following. And a lot of them are played by popular actors, and you want to follow these characters, but it's just hard to, because so much is going on. They're doing too much, and then it's very, very sloppy at times. I still really like this movie, but I don't know how to feel about it entirely, because there's a lot of it where it was kind of like, well, that's a little too much. It's very entertaining, though. I don't think you'll be bored. It is a long movie. You won't be bored, but you might be confused. I was confused with a lot of it. That being said, it's still very entertaining. If you like these movies, if you love Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and their partnership, if you love that, you'll love this movie. And personally, I think Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci is the best acting duo ever. But if you like that stuff, if you like gangster movies, you'll like this movie. But if that stuff doesn't interest you, if you don't like violence in movies, then you're not going to like this. I suppose you could rewatch it. I've seen it a few times. The dialogue is very funny. It's got a lot of interesting writing. I would say that there might be more humor in this movie than Goodfellas. And a lot of it's lighter humor, which is surprising, because this is kind of a darker movie, but a lot of there's some scenes where I was laughing out loud. It was mostly like Joe Pesci. Some of his lines were really funny. The acting is really good. Robert De Niro is good in this. Again, I liked his character in Goodfellas a lot better than I do here, even though Robert De Niro wasn't the central character in Goodfellas as he is here. But he was still very good. This isn't a bad movie by any stretch. It's just, compared to Goodfellas, it fails. Some people prefer this to Goodfellas, which I don't understand, but it is what it is. But it's still a good movie. So overall, I give this movie an 8.4. If you could find it somewhere, since we're in quarantine and you have 3 hours to spare, you should check it out. Thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.